I grew up in the 90s in the Atlanta punk rock scene, and that was really important for me because it instilled this like DIY, do-it-yourself work ethic. When I tell people that I make quilts, they're usually surprised and want to know who's actually producing the work. I make all the work entirely myself. I don't have a squadron of grandmothers slaving away in the basement. I describe my art in one word. My art is a collision. And it's a collision of fine art, craft, and what I call the fringes of society. And that refers to occult mysticism, paganism, motorcycle clubs, tattoo culture, punk rock, heavy metal, skateboarding. I take all these kind of different ideas, themes, subcultures, and collide them together in the form of a functional piece of artwork, a quilt. I am Ben Venom. I'm an artist in San Francisco. I had no idea what I was doing when I made my first quilt. I bought a book, Quilting Basics 101. It doesn't get more simple than that, and I just kind of went from there. Anytime I go to like a different fabric store or craft store, I always tend to ask a lot of questions because that's how I can kind of figure out what I'm doing wrong. It's a kind of good way to buy materials and also troubleshoot. I went to a lot of punk rock, heavy metal shows, and so I had all these shirts lying around, and that's something that I had kept from my teenage years that just kind of led into the work that I do, because a big part of the work I do now is about like upcycle and recycling. So a lot of the shirts and the other fabric are all donated. So it's like a piece of you or a piece of me. The memories tied to the fabric are now incorporated into the work. This is a Juki F600 Quilt Pro Special, which I would liken to a bitchin' souped up Camaro. When this machine is like up and running, it's really like listening to like an automatic weapon because it just really runs like drrrr. And I kind of like the contradiction of doing sewing, but yet to me it's kind of like shooting an automatic weapon. The vests and jackets that I do are primarily influenced from like the punk rock heavy metal scene, where it's all like kind of thrown together, safety pinned, hand stitched. But it's also similar to motorcycle club jackets that are nicely embroidered. One way to look at heavy metal is this high level of ridiculousness, right? This over-the-top mentality, and that's what was ultimately one of the big draws for me. It's like over the top, beyond big, go bigger than just big, go all the way. In the past, I made a 15-foot tall by 13-foot wide quilt, and the main concept behind that was I'm gonna make something that's so frickin' big, no one's gonna be able to like miss seeing it, right? You're gonna walk into the gallery and you will see that piece. Huge stage presence, you know, pyrotechnics, the whole kind of persona, over-the-top quilt. The best advice I can give to like an artist or anyone in general is just to basically not give up. The success that I've had has been earned from just not giving up. Work every day, work through your problems, and just keep going, keep on trucking.